Hey guys, Guinea Pigs 1 here. So I have a pretty big announcement. I have changed the pet room around. All the guinea pigs are up on tables, and that means Seymour has the run of the room. Now if you join me on Facebook, you'll find updates more frequently, and I always upload a lot of pictures of the pigs. So if you're not on Facebook, I recommend you join us there. So let's have a look at the room. So here is the room now. If you remember, back in the far back, it was a stacked 5x3 group of cages. And Seymour had about half the room, and there was always grids across, and it was hard to get at the pigs while Seymour was out. So I wanted something that would let him be out at all times and let me have access to the pigs easily. So let's have a tour. I just gotta step over these grids. So off to the left, we still have Seymour's custom-built cage. The same gentleman that built the cage bottom has built the tables. So it's all untreated pine wood. So it's just the same. I think we need to do a little vacuum out. He's got some hay around. And then up over his cage is just the shelf that I use to set like their little medical care kit, their coconut oil with a cloth. They've got some vitamin C, some foot ointment, some urinary tabs, stuff like that. Container of connectors, zip ties, tape, and the scale that I use, and then that box just has garbage bags in it. And then up top, my little bunnies and some Thai beanie babies. So, Hobbs, you are... Yes, this is why we put the coroplast there, so you can't do that. Thank you. I cannot stand the sound of bar chewing. Sorry. So here we have 3 sets of tables. Now, on this 2 sets here is a 2x6 cage that is just divided in half with some plexiglass. In the one side here, we have Ernie, just chewing some pellets down. And in his cage he has a cozy condo, and I just draped some fleece there. A cozy cave. He's got his vet bed for his feet. He still gets quite sore feet. It comes and goes. It'll look way better, and then they'll start to look really bruised again. Then there is his litter box with hay in it. And he has 2 water bottles. And you'll notice that along the back, I don't have any grids. I made the back 14 inches high so that it would keep drafts out and keep any poop and bedding, well, not bedding, poop and hay from falling out. And then over here in this next 2x3 area is Barnaby. Hey, Barnaby. Hey, bud. Now Barnaby has a hay pile. I'm getting hay boxes made just like how Seymour's look, but a little smaller scale for the pigs. So right now he just has a hay pile. I have fleece drape just to protect him and to give him a little feeling like he's covered. He has a cozy condo as well, and a cozy cave as well. And to divide these boys, I have plexiglass. Because unfortunately Barnaby and Ernie can't be together. They used to be together for 3 years. But then Barnaby had his bladder stone. He had major surgery, and he could not be with Ernie while he was recovering. And unfortunately, once he was recovered 2 weeks later, Ernie wanted nothing to do with him. So for Barnaby's safety, he is on his own. But he can see Ernie. And at one point he could see those boys, but Hobbs just can't handle it. He just chews the bars whenever Barnaby's near. So over here we have a 2x5. This is Calvin and Hobbs' cage. There's the Mischief Maker. And where? Oh, Calvin's in the cozy cave. So there's 2 cozy caves there, and again, I just have fleece just to give them some feeling of somewhere they can go to hide. All along the back wall is really high coroplast. And there's super high coroplast here, because this is where I want to put, when I get it, like their hay box area. When I first put them in here, I put a huge hay pile in that corner, but since those boys are together, I think they have a problem with needing to mark everything as their own. So they were peeing all over the hay, and it was the biggest waste I've ever seen. So for now, I have these suet little bird feeders holding their hay, which I don't want hay racks on the front grids. I want to be able to see them, but for now, that's what I have, because otherwise they wasted piles of hay just peeing all over it. Because like, I don't like that it's fallen on the floor, but whatever. Once we get the hay boxes, that will be fine. So here we'll do a little overview from this angle. Now my only complaint with this 2x5 is I feel like it gets a lot of poops in it so easy. I'm used to these 2 boys being in a 3x5, but like, that's just not doable. I was thinking like, oh, I could add like a little 1x3 section, but then there's no way I'd be able to reach in the back corner. So I think I'm just gonna have to suck it up. Because I mean, they've got a lot of room. A 2x4 is all you need for 2 pigs, and this is a 2x5. It's just that these boys are quite messy with pooping absolutely everywhere they're walking. But oh well, that's alright. I'll just tidy it up more often and change the little pads under their hay more often. So now over here is just a little area where Seymour cannot get to, because I have my air purifier. So obviously there's a cord, the garbage can, and their pellets. And then in there is all their fleece stuff. Let's see if we can get a peek. So there's their 50-pound bag of oxbow orchard grass. It's probably about half used. And then that holds their beds. It's stuffed and overflowing. And all on hangers are their little mats, like their extra little cage liners that are like 1x2s. Those are what I put under their hay to collect the pee, because I can change those out daily and put down a new one rather than changing their whole liner. And then there's cage liners up there. Looks like a mess. Believe it or not, that's probably only about 2/3 of my stuff. I still have 1/3 of the stuff either in their cage or downstairs to wash. That's not for you, Bun Bun, eh? And so now Seymour. Ooh. Must knew we were talking about him. He has all under these tables to play. You'll notice right there I have really heavy ceramic grids holding that vent down, because those vents, all you have to do is lift them up and pop them out. So I had this fear that somehow he'd figure out how to do that and fall down there. So I definitely want to be on the safe side. So those heavy ceramic grids are holding it down. Now it doesn't budge and he doesn't touch them. And he's got all under here. And you'll notice I have grids along the perimeter. That's to protect the trim, and I don't want Seymour to be eating paint. I think that box is not going to hold up for too much longer, little bud. Yay? Seymour had absolute hoot, because while I was waiting for my tables, all the pigs were in the bathroom. And this whole area was absolutely clean, so I let him out and he was flying around the room. He's done some pretty good laps. Rabbits are really agile, because like he'll be weaving through table legs and just flying around, so I think he approves. So I am extremely happy that they're up on tables, because now I can reach them at all times. Before, when Seymour was out, there was grids across, so I couldn't really tidy them up or change waters and stuff without putting him back. Where now I can go and see them at all times while Seymour is out to play. And I also like it at my height because it's easier to clean. And it's easier to pet them, and it'll be easier to pick them up. just easier all the way around. And I think once I get used to these guys' cage, I'll be alright with it. Because I mean, they still have tons of room to run around and play. It's just, it was getting quite messy. So that is everything. Alright, see you guys.